Hey guys, it's Rick. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back with Pajama Crafter Stamp to create a fun card for you. And we're going to be using the Just Married stamp set along with the coordinating dies. I also pulled in my inspiration for the card. It came from the Spring, Here Comes Spring paper pad from Cartabella. And I am using the Cloudy stencil and the Grassy stencil from Lawn Fawn. So I'm going to stamp my images out with some alcohol marker friendly ink. And by the way, we are making a fun fold card today. So I'm going to pull in my pattern that I've picked for my inspiration. And I went ahead and stamped out the heart and the leaves, flowers, and the cans because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. But I've got my Spectrum Noir markers. We're going to be coloring with those today. The tri-blend brush. And I think we're going to color our car coral. So I'm going to start off by coloring that. So I'm going to color with the darkest color first, where I want some shadows. I'm just going to go around anything where anything overlaps, you would have a little shadow. So where the bumper overlaps, we would have a little shadow there. Where the tailgate overlaps, we would have just a little bit of a shadow. Pull this across. And if you find you're not getting a good blend there, you can always take and scribble off your marker, the darkest color, on your glass mat or an acrylic block and just pick some up to create that mid-tone, that blending color. So what we're going to do right there. It just picks up enough color and it blends off the marker. That way it allows you to get a nice good blend going. Or you could use the extended set and get all the colors. But I felt like making a fun spring wedding card because weddings are big in the spring. So this was the perfect time to use this stamp set. And I thought, why not make a fun fold card? I'll come in and go over that with my lightest color. We'll come back and add a second coat also. So we can get everything blended really nicely. All right, for our glass in our car, we're going to add just a little bit of shading with the ice blue marker. I'm going to continue with my shades coming from the left. This opening in this window, you could actually have a lot of fun. One of the design team members actually put like some of the little critters in it. Super cute. All right, let's add our color in our bumper. Actually, we'll color in our tires. I'm just using the ice gray blend for this. For our little tail lights, we're going to add some of the oranges from that's in the paper. And I'm also going to add those over on the flowers. So we're going to pick a couple flowers and add this. I have all the supplies listed in the video description below in the visual supply list, so you can find all of those links below. I do like to repeat my colors about 3 times if possible. So I'm going to use the light yellow blend for my little the plate, the whatever that plate is. I'm going to add some of that in here. And then we'll add those to the center of our flowers. That way it will tie in our colors. I'll use the pale pink. We're going to go ahead and color these hearts also, because I want to use some of those as embellishments, and I'm just going to color them super simple. Just with one layer of color in most of them. And your tri-blend markers, they do spread out some or blend in together better as they sit. But this is the perfect stamp set for a wedding because you have the car, you can be traveling away, you could use it for other things. They're not just a wedding. You could use it for any kind of traveling. It would be great in a scrapbook page for traveling. That would be cute. Change up your sentiment. Use it for something else. Think outside the box. All right, for my leaves, I'm going to use the light green marker. And we're just going to add just a little bit of color. All right, we're going to add pink here. tone that down a little bit with the gray. I'm just going to simply color our bumper. Go around our little lights here. And then we're going to add a little bit of the green to the license plate. I'm just going around this with a pen. Just clean up any of those little hearts that didn't stamp very well. All right, there's that. And I'm going to cut these out with the matching dies. And then we'll start building our fun fold card. All right, for our card base, we have a piece of just green cardstock that matches our pattern paper. And I've cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, just a standard size card base. And we are going to score at 5 1/2. And at 2 3/4. Actually, I should have flipped that over. All right. So our 5 1/2 is going to get folded in just like you normally would on your card. But our other fold, we're going to fold back on ourselves. That's why I flipped the card over. Because what we're going to get is this stand-up easel card. So it's going to stand on its own just like that. Okay? All right. Before we put that together, we're going to go ahead and do our background for our front piece. And this is just a piece of white cardstock. It's hammer mill, and it's 3 inches by 4 1/4. All right, so we're going to do our sky. We're going to use salvage patina. And we're going to start off by just ink blending a few little clouds down there across our card front. And you do want to turn your stencil where you have different cloud formations. So we want this to look like they are traveling and just taking a break. Maybe having a picnic. It's the story I'm telling in my head. All right, we're going to do our grass. I'm going to start out with Rustic Wilderness. Then I'm going to flip it around and add a tiny bit of Lucky Clover to brighten it up. All right, so there is our focal panel. So So we will stamp our sentiment on that before we put our card together. All right, we have some great sentiments in this. We have love always, if you want to do wedding or just married. We still do. May your roads bring you joy and happiness. Wishing you all the best on your new journey and congratulations. So I think we are going to do, may all roads bring you happiness and joy and happiness. Because that way it could go for anything. And I'm going to stamp that in VersaFine Claire. So it stamps really well over the oxides. All right, we'll take this out. Set that to the side to dry for a little bit while we work on our fun fold. All right, here's our cardstock pieces for our fun fold, plus what we have up there. This is going to be our inside piece. Our matte layers are 3¼ by 4½, and then our white layers are 3 by 4½. I'm sorry, 3 by 4¼ Rick can't talk. We already got our pieces here. So we got our pattern paper that we're going to use. So that's going to go on our inside of our card. So we're going to take our Fairly Art glue that's in our glue stand from Pajama Crafter Stamp that holds our little pen. That's going to go on the inside panel. This is just cut by 4 by 5¼ and Rick apparently did not cut it right. Let's try that one more time. There we go. All right, our next little piece of designer series paper are these two gingham patterns. And these are cut at 2½ by 4. One's going to go in here, and then the other one's going to go on the front, just like that. We could flip one and have the little bees, but we're just going to keep the gingham. There's that. So our card folds up like that. And I have decided, yes, I have decided, I'm going to stamp something on the inside, or what will be the inside. We are going to stamp the little love always as our inside sentiment. And then we're going to add some of the flowers. And I'm just going to stamp them in Lucky Clover. We're going to stamp another one right at the bottom. All right, we're going to layer this up on our matte layer here. All right, now we're going to bring in our other piece, our little background. All right, so we're going to attach this first. It's going to get centered on the card like that. So I'm going to flip it over because we're only going to add adhesive below this point. We just want to make sure we have a nice border. I'm actually going to use the gingham as to line it up with. Sure we got it lined up. There's that. All right, now I'm going to open this up like this, and I'm going to line my inside piece up on the outside here. I'm going to add just a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to hold that in place. I pick up the back of the card. Just double checking to make sure I have this lined up right. And I'm going to shut. That way our back panel is hid, our inside panel is hid by that. Now we're going to take and add our little car. We're going to add our foam tape behind our little car. Pop that down on there. Then we're going to add in our little flowers. We're just going to tuck them off to the side. Just like that. And then our little hearts, we're going to put right up at the top up here. Kind of hanging off. That way we have a nice little visual line. And there is our little fun faux card. I hope y'all give this a try. Remember, you can pick up all these supplies in the visual supply list below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys, love you, stay crafty.